Again, thanks everybody for taking the time. I know it is a unique time right now in learning new ways to do business and reach out to customers. And I think this is a great vehicle to help to introduce new products. And luckily, we're right at the kind of launch of several new products. So we're going to talk about really a few things today, really focusing on opportunities in textiles, and clearly that from all the trade shows and trade magazines and everything you hear about the visual communication business that we're in, textiles is a huge hot button these days, and everything from direct print, which is what we're really going to be talking primarily about, to dye sub and alternate terms of decoration. And thank you to Carew and the group at Digital Color for inviting us to do this. I think we have a great partnership, and Digital Color is really a partner that understands. Textiles can be a little challenging for some kind of traditional display houses, and it's a little bit of a different animal than printing on films and papers and banner materials. So it's great to have a partner that kind of understands the advantages and the challenges and how to make those work. So thanks again for Digital Color to invite us to do this. So getting started, Aurora, we are what I'd like to describe us as we're a technology company that happens to focus on textiles. So in-house we have our own chemists and process engineers. We take a raw fabric. So we're not a fabric mill. We take raw fabrics and we do a variety of different things to them. Everything from scouring and calendaring, bleaching, and then what we really kind of excel in is coating products as well as print treatments. And so Aurora is located a little west of Chicago. All our products are manufactured here in the U.S., so it's all North American manufacturing, North American supply chain. Not many issues with us in terms of delays of imports, quality concerns, stock availability. It's one of the challenges that our customers have been seeing, especially even prior to kind of this new climate where we find ourselves in, even go back to tariffs and those sorts of things. What we've found is that customers are really interested in having a better supply chain and a closer supply chain for their key products. So one of the things that I mentioned, kind of as a technology company, we're going to be talking a lot about expressions. And expressions is a proprietary chemistry that Aurora has made for print treatments, and that it's a universal treatment. So you see all of our products, and we've been in a transition over the last few years. All of our products are now expressions treated. So we're a universal product. It is latex, UV, solvent, eco-solvent. Some of those products, dry sub, direct and transfer, are not expressions treated, but they are. We do have some other print treatments that we work with those. We're a unique North American manufacturer in that we have 3.2 meter coating and treatment facilities, or coating line. The largest, we're the only North American manufacturer that can do that sort of width in canvas. and some other products, and again, help support that North American supply chain. About 5 years ago, they made a massive investment in this coating line. You'll see in a minute, and really committed to making products here and not sourcing offshore. One of the things that we really pride ourselves on is a more sustainable business model. We don't deal with any PVC products. It's all polyester or cotton or natural fabrics. Our coatings are all water-based and phthalate free. We've take that sustainability not just through the finished product, but in the manufacturing with wastewater treatments and so many other advances that we've done in the plant. So we're really embracing that, that sustainability. And when we're talking about kind of a sustainability process, it is not just a recyclable product, but sustainability through the whole manufacturing life cycle. So we really take that as an important piece of what we do, and are always looking at ways to better do that. So here is a great example of our coating, or one of our coating lines, our newest coating line. It is literally, so we took over an old Caterpillar plant about 5 years ago, and we filled it up literally with equipment. So we do everything in there, like I mentioned, from bleach stations, dyeing, scouring, calendaring. This is our coating line. What's kind of unique here is that we have, so I'm not sure how familiar you are with coating, but so you're essentially using some method to apply a treatment, whether it's filling a fabric or a print treatment, and then that has to essentially be cured. And so we've got all of our ovens are individually temperature controlled. It's really state of the art, this equipment. So we can really adjust down to some really fine tuning on fabrics, and we're able to run almost every fabric that we've that you want to print on. We're able to create a printable textile out of it. And canvas has traditionally been our bread and butter, our flagship product, but over the last few years have really expanded into display and banner, and have some new banner and wall covering products that we're really excited about, that are really we're really launching now. And the opportunity to do this presentation really is great because of the new products that are available now. So as we kind of go through this, I've talked about expressions again. So it's important that this is really the key to understanding Aurora's brands of printable textiles. So our Expressions brand, we've got canvas, banner and display, and wall graphics, and we'll kind of break those down a little bit each individually. But the important thing is that all of those product categories have this proprietary print treatment. So if you've got in-house, if you got a solvent printer, a latex printer, UV printer, a combination of all of those, you can use the same product and print and expect superior print results on any one of your printers in any one of the technologies. So it helps to reduce your inventory. You don't have to buy a specific product for a specific type of technology. And this one of the things that we have really done a lot of testing on is this Expressions treatment. It's not only, I think you're going to see the best image quality and color pop, color gamut, but what we've done a lot of testing with both solvent and latex, a little bit on UV as well, but tested across the board. Typically, our Expressions print treatments allow you to print in lower pass and faster modes. So, for example, in HP latex, most of our customers are printing in 6-pass or 8-pass mode and getting 10-pass, 12-pass quality. So got an opportunity to put down less ink, save on ink costs, as well as increase throughput, save yourself some money, get your products out faster, satisfy your customers, and turnaround times much more efficiently. And we've got scores of samples that show, printed samples that show, kind of that advantage of what the Expressions print treatment brings to the variety of the products that we've got. In addition to that, we do, one of the things that's unique about us is, since we're a 3.2 meter manufacturer or coder, we also do wide widths in virtually all of our products. So we start out at, in the 124, 126 range. Most of our products range between 110 feet, 122 inches to 126 inches. And we slit down. We've obviously got standard sizes in 60s or 54s, again, depending on the product a little bit. But with banners, we've also started a 40-inch roll standard, because we know it's a great opportunity for pop-up banners and banner stands. And then slitting, we've got custom slitting we got a lot of customers who will buy a 122-inch roll and get it slit into 2 or 3 rolls based on the type of project they have and what fits best for their workflow. So we've got a lot of capabilities. And again, it all starts with that Expressions print treatment to really give you the quality you're looking for. So again, just to recap our Expressions brand, we're going to be talking about the canvas, wall graphics, and banner displays, 3 separate categories, really 3 separate, kind of business opportunities or printing opportunities. So our canvas line, this again has been the product that we are, I think, most usually recognized for. Our printable canvas is used by, we sell literally millions of yards of canvas, and a lot of the companies that we recognize as significant canvas providers, printed canvas providers, use our products. And they use it for a few different reasons. Obviously, one is the Expressions print treatment. We're able to increase their throughput. We do something unique for somebody that's got bigger printers. We can customize roll sizes. So if you've got, our standard roll sizes are in 50 yards or 100 yards, depending on the product. In canvas, it's typically 50 yards. So if you've got a big printer, something that is a production, true production printer and can take longer rolls, we routinely have customers that take 200, 250 yard rolls. Eliminates the changeover. Again, just one more way that helps them deal with throughput and saving on efficiencies when printing with the canvas. We'd mentioned that everything's at 122 for canvas. Our Cont Natural is the only product that is not. Cont Natural is a really interesting product. It is, most of all the other canvases have a white or an off-white. Cont Natural is really the cotton, a natural look. It's kind of that, yellowish off, kind of cream colored fabric. And we get a lot of interest in that for some historic canvases, but a surprisingly amount of interest for retail and visual marketing applications. One of the interesting trends over the last few years has been, from 95% of our canvas being used in art or photo reproduction to probably 30% now being used in advertising and retail. And you'll see a couple examples when we get towards the back. Macy's and Target, and a lot of these companies are looking for unique ways to really show off their products. And Target, for example, they had a denim display, and this has been a few years running that they've done this, and their retail displays were done with a canvas because they like to match the texture a little bit with with the product they were selling, which is a rougher rougher denim type product. So there's a lot of opportunities opening up in canvas for that retail and visual marketing. One of the things that is important to note for our canvas, this is a little less important necessarily for somebody that is buying a canvas print, a wedding photo or family gathering. But it's important nonetheless. But it really becomes important for those that are doing fine art reproduction. And having no optical brighteners is critical for the fine art business and art reproduction, because the optical brighteners reduce the color fastness and the archivability of a printed canvas. And so we did the standard kind of museum quality canvas. We are the reference is better than 6, which equals 100 years of display. So when you talk about archivability, our canvases meet those criteria, and the blow wool reference is a standard test in the fine art world for very recognized, and again the ASTM there. But yeah, 100 years plus of display life. So we're pretty excited about that. In addition, most of our products are HB latex certified. We also work with virtually every other printer manufacturer and provide lots of ICC profiles, either directly or through our printer partners. So just a real quick one last mention on the canvas. So we mentioned the 5 unique finishes. Our Expressions brand is, and I'll show you the brochure at the end. We've got our premium brand, which has a matte, a satin, semi-gloss, and a gloss. And that's really what a lot of the web to print companies use. Has a few different weaves, mostly a traditional cotton canvas weave. Our canvases are polycotton blends typically. We do have 100% polyester canvases for a lower cost opportunity, 100% cotton, and then a decor fabric for the application where you're going to be doing, you've got a hotel chain that wants 500 of the same prints, or 2 different prints, and you need to be a little more cost effective. So we really cover the range of options for canvas. There's really not an application that we don't fit there. So here is really exciting for us right now is our wall graphic line, and it's just being launched. So we didn't want to just launch a product. A lot of times you see somebody just launch a product to have a wall covering product, and we really took this from holistically and said, what really would constitute a good, not just a good wall product, but a good product line. And so we had an 8-ounce fabric that we're upgrading to Scenic Expressions Oxford. So we really have 2. There's taffeta and Oxford, and so the difference is basically a 6-ounce, which is a little bit smoother, and an 8-ounce, which is a little more textured and more towards a wall covering. So I would say that the taffeta is a temporary wall covering. Contour cuts great for fathead type applications. It is, most of the competitive products on the market, without kind of getting into specific competitors, the products are 4-ounce products, and a little bit thinner, a little bit more difficult to install, a little less opaque. And the extra weight also helps to hide some of the wall imperfections. What's unique about this 6-ounce product, which is kind of compared to the 4-ounce products on the market, is this is the only product in its category that has been tested and passed for type 2 durability. So for those who aren't familiar with type 2 durability, it's really about how durable the fabric, how scratch resistant, does a wet and dry crock kind of rubbing test, and it for commercial installations, customers really prefer, and in a lot of jurisdictions, it's by statute you have to have a type 2 wall covering. Now this is type 2 is pretty standard for PVC products, and so what we're offering is really two products, a 6 ounce and an 8 ounce, that are both type 2, give a different aesthetic than PVC. There's a lot of companies that want to stay away from PVC now, especially when you get into education and healthcare and companies that are moving towards a more sustainable advertising and product selection. Non-PVC is really important, and you're talking about, you know, pricing that would be similar to what PVC would cost. Now they're a little bit lighter, but they pass that type 2, which is the critical test for commercial application. A couple of other advantages to this: both weights will be, so the taffeta a little lighter. The Oxford is what I would consider, if you're really doing a wall covering, a complete kind of wallpaper wall covering, you know, without naming any kind of competitive names, but if you got a 20 ounce PVC, this is the type of the Oxford would be a product that would be a good replacement for that. And it's, again, it's PVC free, it hides the texture, and has an interesting aesthetic being a fabric. So it's a lot of interest from designers and architects. It's a very interesting product. Both products in general, some of the advantages is obviously dimensionally stable. There's no need to overlap. You can treat this just like wall covering. You're going to do a butt seam, you know, whether you do that with overlapping and cutting out the center, or you just, it's got a repositionable, removable adhesive, so you can just, you know, kind of apply them so that you're matching patterns as they go through. But the butt seam is a really common wallpaper technique, and it's not something you can really do with PVC because it will expand and contract. This is a product that will, again, because it's a polyester with a back coating, it's dimensionally stable. Again, non-PVC, it is expressions treated, so it's got the latex solvent UV capabilities. The Class A fire rating I hadn't mentioned. This is, you know, I think most wall coverings have this classification, certainly if it's going to go into anything but residential. But even residential, Class A basically means it's the highest rated fire rating. It's some fabrics have a different type of fire rating for wall coverings. This is the highest rating you can get. Type 2 durability I'd mentioned. It is standard Wall Covering Association measurement, and it really indicates that these products are suitable to go into any commercial application and are rated. Again, if it's controlled by statute, this will fit the requirements for that. So in terms of custom widths, great question. The wall coverings is only available up to 60 inches because there's not equipment available that can adhesive coat wider than 60 inches. Now we're going to be offering these films as wall coverings as paste applied, and those paste applied products will be available up to 122 inches. So
Eric,
yes,
Eric, we have a question.
Yeah.
Custom widths, is that larger than 60 inch or smaller than 54 inch?
So custom widths, we're going to have it for paste specifically. we'll have 60s and 54s. They can be slit to any. So basically what would happen is if you wanted 230s, you'd buy a 60 and we can slit it for you. Or a 54 would be, you're basically buying the roll and we'll slit it to whatever size you want. Does that answer the question?
I'm going to see.
Yes, there we go.
Yep, you're good.
Great. So yeah, so mention about slitting, even our 122s, we do have customers that will buy, 122-inch canvas or some other product and banner product, and we'll get that slit into a couple of different sizes, for specific applications. So we don't charge for slitting. You're basically buying the roll, whatever size roll you want to buy, we'll slit for free. And it's usually, usually slitting will probably require a next day shipment. Typically, if we get orders in by 2 o'clock, we're typically able to ship same day. But with slitting, we've got to, sometimes we can get it out same day, but most of the time it will be next day. But yeah, slitting is something that we do very frequently. I think we covered most of that. So just continuing on this a little bit, one of the things that makes this unique is the fabrics are coated, obviously on the front with a print treatment, and we also do a coating on the back side, so that if you want to use a paste and not the peel and stick version, you can use any traditional water-based wall covering paste. And so this is important for a couple of reasons. Sometimes it is easier to find wallpaper installers than it is to find vinyl installers, and especially if you're doing national rollouts or regional rollouts, or even just rollouts where you want to, you don't want to use your personnel. You've got other business, you want to outsource it. The ability to do paste is much simpler with a traditional wall covering installer than the peel and stick. It also provides a more permanent, obviously a more permanent bond to the wall. So if somebody's looking for really a long-term solution, long-term permanent solution, they can use the paste version. And again, the advantage is that the product is going to print the same, paste or peel and stick. It's going to you're going to have the same performance, UV, latex, and solvent. So we've designed the product line really to be as flexible as possible for whatever the application is that your customer needs. And so all of those things are fantastic. I think there's a lot of value built into all those products. But number one, if it's not the prettiest picture that you're able to print, then that's really the business we're in, is delivering high quality images and color pop and subtle color when necessary. And we've had this product independently rated by some independent labs, and we're in the process of getting back a bunch of competitive analysis with some of the other wall covering companies on the market. And the feedback we're getting is that without question, the best pop, largest color gamut, which we'll have kind of documented, and the most photographic print. And one of the things that we'll talk about a little later is printed samples and sample rolls and those things. We've got a lot of marketing collateral available for you to take a look at, to see that for yourself. Again, seamless images, great by being dimensionally stable, really puts up just like wall covering, fits in a variety of applications, retail, office, home, and more. Especially because it's type 2 certified, you have the ability to go into virtually any commercial building and install this without any issues. And the kind of last thing on the wall covering, at least for right now, we do have some metallics that are on the way shortly. It'll probably be, we're hoping for midsummer. Everything's to Brave New World, so everything's been slowed down a little bit. I'm hoping that we're still midsummer to end of summer. We've got a silver gold and a rose gold that will be kind of the first out of the chute. And then one of the things we found out in developing this is that we really have the ability to create virtually any spot color, Pantone color out of this. So we could do, you know, virtually anything. The spot colors really are limited based on some volumes. So it does require a little bit to run a certain amount of material for that. But that being said, the reason why I add this here is that the metallics will be the first you see, and then we'll be adding some additional colors as we move forward with this product line. You know, we've got the taffeta and Oxford now. We'll have some metallics. I expect we'll end up with 8 to 10 products in this product line as we move forward. Pearlescent, some things like that. Here's a great example of one of the first offices we put this up in. This, one of the things that is great with this, and we're doing this in our office too, the images works, you know, a lot of traditional wall coverings are pattern based, and but a lot of the things that we do as kind of wide format printers are photographic based, especially if you're doing accent walls and things. Patterns are typically either more corporate or sometimes residential. And you get great results either way with this. And the fact that it can be seamed, butt seamed, really helps in installing patterns. You really have a very simple time of matching up pattern seam to seam on different panels. So the next product, remember we're talking about the 3 primary expressions: canvas, wall, and banner and display. So we've always offered some display products, but 2 new products that are that again that are launched right now are 2 new polyester banners that again kind of split the difference between a PVC and a film. And it's, you know, 100% polyester, PVC free. Excuse me. One of the real advantages, this is similar to what we've done with the wall covering, is we backfilled this. And so what we found is that by backfilling the product to give it some additional opacity, it also creates great drape and no edge curl. So as a banner stand or a hanging banner really works well for pop-ups. You know, a lot of PVC, you get the edge curl. Film and laminated film is very expensive. We got, I think, kind of an alternative option here for you know, a different type of texture with the performance of you know, some of the higher end films without the with good opacity and no edge curl. Really looks like a, you know, an outstanding hanging banner or pop-up banner. Again, treated with the proprietary expressions. This is a satin similar to the wall covering, so you get just enough pop, but not the glare that you would get that would you know, cause issues in a trade show environment or a retail environment. And again, that expressions, we get kind of with the satin, we get a kind of the best of both worlds in just enough gloss to give great pop, but not enough gloss to cause that you know, that too shiny kind of blinding effect you get with a gloss. And again, they're cross-platform. That backside coating, along with the drape, eliminates the pinholes. Really good opacity, so it'll work in the pop-up and trade show environment, as well as retail. A lot of times when you look at a fabric banner, you see a lot of light passing through it. It's not the case with this. We're also, as I mentioned, this will be available in a custom size of 40-inch, so it really fits that pop-up banner and banner stand market. So we're pretty excited about this. Now, again, it's two Poly Banner and Poly Banner Plus, it's 6 and 8 ounce fabric. Both have really good opacity. The Poly Banner, here's some specs on it. See a little bit of a difference here. The 7.4 ounce versus a 10 ounce, 10.5 ounce, 15 mil versus 10 mil. A little bit higher in opacity. Great white point, and then the standard roll sizes for both of these, I guess, have not. We don't have the 40 inch on there, but that's being added to focus on that. We got a lot of requests when we started to roll this out that the customers wanted. They could have bought a 122 and slid it down, but they really wanted we went back and forth between 38 and 40, and really came up with 40 inch just to have the most flexibility. And that everything we've talked about is all in stock now. The 40 inch is probably 2 weeks away from being stocked up, but all the other products and sizes are in inventory now. And you can see the C Labs really good white points. Just quick, as courtesy of Digital Color, a great example of banner stands, no edge curl, really good performance. And I'm curious to hear from you guys how you feel about a textile banner for a banner stand, and if it fits that kind of intermediate solution in terms of performance and cost. So this is a kind of a generic look at some of the different applications that we really focus on, or that we've had a lot of success with. Obviously, canvas and decor and wall covering. I think we've got a lot of decor products. The canvas hanging, stretch canvas, framed canvas, we sell a lot of. The wall covering, both the die cut bakery and fathead type products. The taffeta product is countercuts really well. There is no fraying because of the backside coat. The beautiful, we worked with print and cut manufacturer and had outstanding results. And then the bottom left is actually, and I mentioned earlier, the Target display. And this is one of our matte canvases that really fit the right aesthetic and the right look for national rollout. And as I mentioned, this is third year in a row that we've had this business with Target as national retail rollout. So again, more and more of this canvas is being placed in retail. It's not just for art and photo reproduction, canvas reproduction. It is really fitting into unique retail applications. Now, excuse me, just a quick mention of some of the other display fabrics we have these are not Expressions products. They're kind of a crossover between dye sub and direct print. Triple white is if you're familiar with the dye sub, or this is also latex and UV printable. Triple white is a tremendous, really rich fabric for SEG frames. Does a great front lit and back lit, and sell a lot of that into the trade show market. White, black, white, and these are all FRs, so there's flame retardancy built into the weaves. white, black, white is a double-sided banner with a blockout layer. And so some customers use this for two-sided banners. Some customers use it for one-sided, but they need greater opacity from a backside light source. And again, a very popular display product for us, banner product. The linen FR is really unique for us. Customers look at this and they really describe this as the closest. It's 100% polyester, but they describe this as the closest product to a traditional cotton that they've ever felt on the market. We sell a lot of this into, again, this is really becoming popular in trade show, but also retail. Lots of retail because it's got a really unique look to it. Traditionally, it was in the cut and sew decor market, both throw pillows and printed tablecloths and those sorts of things. But it's really expanded its reach into a lot of different applications, and it's because it's such a unique fabric and such a unique weave that customers really like the aesthetic to it. And the last is Decoprint Pearl, probably the best backlit film I've ever seen. It's actually a fabric, but it feels almost like a film. Holds a ton of ink, the most rich colors of any backlit I've ever seen. It's not a dye sub, so it's not not something you can fold and ship like a traditional fabric dye sub, but you're not going to get the type of richness of color that you see on the Decoprint Pearl. Again, we sell a lot of it, typically available, and it's in 126, but we do sell it in 63s as well. And it kind of rounds out, some of our specialty display products to go along with the banner products. And so they're the three main categories I wanted to talk about in terms of opportunities. And we didn't talk a lot about dye sub, but we're really trying to focus on direct print opportunities in both decor and display markets with canvas, which is a huge growing market still. Obviously, wall covering is everywhere. It's a significant revenue generator, and banners are and have been a huge outlet for wide format printers. And we think we've brought some uniqueness to it, and maybe a little bit of a different opportunity for the traditional banner printers. So as we go, I guess, do we have any additional questions? Any things that you guys are using? If you're using Aurora products now, is there any more detail you're interested in on some of the products we talked about? One of the things I want to mention is, and I'll switch to video again here in a second, but in terms of marketing collateral, printable samples, 8x10s are available for pretty much every product we have, as well as unprinted samples. Swatch books are available, and then talk to crew, and if you need to do some testing, we do have sample rolls available. And again, that's a little different based on product, but we have something for you to test for virtually every product.
Yes, I just wanted to say, if anybody is interested in receiving not only the PowerPoint, but also any of the swatches specifically, just email us at info@digitalcoloring.com, and we'll get the information to you. Let us know what swatches you're interested in. And it looks like you've got a question from Dave. Of all your canvases, if somebody would want to keep a canvas on their floor, just because a lot of times there's a quick turnaround, but they may not have a high demand for it, what finish is your most popular?
So I think the satin finish is without question the most popular general product. We've got a trend in as that are doing more art reproduction. We'll do matte maybe a little bit more, but I would say we sell satin far more than anything else. It again, our satin is it's I would consider it to be kind of a matte plus. So it's not. We do it. We have a matte, a satin, and a semi-gloss. The semi-gloss has got a little bit more, obviously gloss to it. The satin really it's still very subtle, but gives enough gloss that you get a tremendous color gamut, a really good pop. So satin for sure is, and that's why one of the reasons when we started to develop the new banner and wall covering products, we went back and forth a few times on, okay, what's the finish we want on this, and it always came back to satin because it really is the best of both worlds. You get you don't get something that is too glossy, too shiny, catches too much light, but you really still get the richness of color and the color pop. Literally, I would be happy to compare any of those products, any of the satin products with either existing products you're using or some other products on the market. We've done a bunch of competitive analysis through independent labs, and they've all come back really, really positive. So we're pretty excited about how these new product lines are launching.
Yeah, and I think that the expressions coding has really made a big difference. A lot of folks are reluctant to print on textiles. And I have to say, based on our customers' responses that have been buying the different expression coded materials from Aurora, they have noticed just truly how easy it really is to print on, and many platforms too.
And one of the things that we also do is we've got a lot of profiles that are already created. If you have some questions on profiles, you can email Drew or somebody from Digital Color or me directly, and our website has we try and keep all the profiles we have on the website, but a lot of times we'll get new profiles and there'll just be a kind of delay before they get posted to the website. But we try and keep up, and if there's a new profile that you need, it's something we work on constantly. So we'll get it in the queue and get a new profile developed for.
And I assume your latex certified materials would be available through HP easily?
Yes, yeah, everything's on the HP, the latex media source. So all the profiles are posted up there. We do a lot of work with the folks in Atlanta. They love our canvas. In fact, they print. We get a lot of the printer manufacturers printing our canvas at trade shows, and we unfortunately had a lot of companies printing or prepared to print our new wall covering products at ISA. Unfortunately, ISA didn't happen, so we're looking forward to August, hopefully when it's been rescheduled, and have the same same result. We also work with a lot of the things with textiles and just finishing and things. We work with Suma and Esco and Zund and all the cutter manufacturers that offer textile solutions and have really good success with them. And most of those guys show a variety of our products at trade shows and showing the ease of use and cutting of textiles. I think that's finishing is one of the biggest unknowns with textiles. It's a little different than traditional PVC or films and things. So it's not difficult. It just requires maybe a little bit different approach. And but I think the benefit that textiles give in a unique look and but we all know customers are always looking for something different and something new to offer to the customers. And we're at I think, a point in the industry where textiles are really accepted and a huge growing segment. So we're excited to be kind of on that wave of that, and we see it year over year that more and more canvas and new products and display products customers are really embracing textile printing. So we're happy about that. We hope you're happy about that, and that you find customers and products to fit your customers that help you to grow your business.
There you go. Well, thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it.
Remember, if you want to see some sample prints or anything, let the crew know, and we're happy to help any way we can. My email will be in the presentation. Feel free to reach out to crew or I, and good luck. Have a great day. Everybody stay safe and stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.